Stop believing the lie. Being alone makes you weak. The world tells you that constant noise, endless socializing, and perpetual distraction are the signs of a life well lived. They label solitude as failure, loneliness as shame. Ignore them. The truth is brutal and liberating. Choosing to be alone is choosing mastery over yourself. Solitude is not emptiness, it is armor. Those who thrive in silence carry strengths the distracted crowd will never comprehend. You, right now, might be labeled strange, antisocial, even broken, but the reality is the opposite. The quiet mind, the reflective soul, the one who refuses to follow the herd. These are the rarest forms of power. They are the ones the world misunderstands. Yet history honors. Today, we expose the hidden forces that make the solitary unstoppable. The greatest minds never feared being alone. They sought it. Marcus Aurelius didn't escape Rome to hide. He retreated into his own soul to sharpen judgment, to confront chaos, to become unshakable. Carl Jung didn't fear silence. He called it clarity, a rare space where the mind confronts truth without distraction. Solitude is not avoidance. It is confrontation. The confrontation with yourself. Every person who fears being alone is running from a battlefield inside. You can step onto it. You can stand unguarded before your thoughts, your fears, your desires, and emerge disciplined. The Stoics called it self-mastery. Modern psychology confirms it. Those comfortable in their own company have higher creativity, stronger independence, and superior emotional control. Silence is not weakness, it is preparation. The question is simple. Will you continue to cower in the crowd, or will you embrace the force within solitude? Stop feeding the world your energy. Most people scatter themselves across empty conversations, the meaningless scrolls, and the approval of strangers. You are not most people. Your time, your mind, your presence, these are weapons, not commodities. Those who thrive in solitude understand the brutal truth. Attention is a finite resource, and giving it to the wrong people is surrender. The solitary choose their circle like a general chooses his army, carefully, strategically, without compromise. You will not waste your strength on shallow connections, gossip, or constant distraction. Every hour spent with the wrong person is an hour of your power stolen. This is discipline. This is control, and it is rare. The world will call you distant, aloof, cold, but you know the truth. Your mind is a fortress, and only the worthy may enter. Today, stop wandering in the crowd. Claim your mind, protect your energy, dominate your solitude. The solitary doesn't scatter their trust. They invest it like a precision strike, not a careless spray of bullets. When you are chosen by someone who thrives in solitude, understand this. Loyalty is not casual, it is ironclad. They will not vanish when life gets hard. They will not betray for convenience. Their few bonds are deeper than the oceans of shallow relationships the crowd chases. You earn access to their inner world only once, and once inside. Their allegiance is unshakable. Loyalty is their standard, their code, their armor. They give it selectively. But when they do, you are not just a friend, you are family, chosen deliberately. The solitary understands that trust is life force. Waste it, and you lose it forever. Cherish it, and you inherit a power few ever experience. Unwavering, silent, unstoppable devotion. Stop mistaking quiet for weakness. Those who thrive in solitude do not shout for attention. They speak when it matters. Their words carry weight because they are measured, deliberate, and rooted in self-knowledge. The restless chatter of the world is for those insecure in their own skin. You, the solitary, don't need approval. You already own your mind, your judgment, your presence. Marcus Aurelius warned against living for others' opinions. The solitary embodies it. Walk into any room, sit in silence, and observe. Your calm becomes a magnet. People lean in, not because you demand it, but because your mastery of self is unmistakable. Confidence is not loud. It is internal, quiet, and unshakable. Stop trying to impress the crowd. Stop reacting to every provocation. Harness silence. It is authority. It is power. It is a weapon most will never understand. The world fears being alone. It fills every quiet moment with noise, distraction, and urgency. You thrive in it. Solitude is your sanctuary, your laboratory, your training ground, while others run from themselves. You sit with yourself and confront truth without compromise. Every walk alone, every silent dinner, Every hour of reflection is fuel for strength. In solitude, you recharge, not with distraction, but with clarity, insight, and self-discipline. The restless see emptiness, you see freedom. The solitary understand a secret the crowd ignores. Peace is not found in others. It is forged within. You are building a mind that cannot be shaken, a spirit that cannot be bribed, and a life that cannot be stolen. The world will try to pull you out, but your power lies in walking through silence deliberately, with purpose, and unafraid. Time is the one resource the careless world squanders without regret. You are not careless. Every hour you spend alone, every choice about where to invest your energy, is an act of war against mediocrity. The solitary understand. Time is life. Guard it, protect it, invest it where it grows power, clarity, and strength. Say no to distractions that fracture your mind. Say no to people who drain, demand, or dilute your presence. When you give your time, it is not a casual offering, it is a statement. You matter. Seneca warned that most waste life. Not because it is short, but because it is unmeasured. You measure it, you command it. Every tick of the clock in your solitude is armor forged, thought sharpened, self-mastery strengthened. To spend your time recklessly is to surrender your life. To spend it deliberately is to become unstoppable. The solitary do not overshare. They do not bend to social expectation. In a world addicted to exposure and validation, they move differently. They protect what is theirs. Boundaries are not walls of fear. They are fortresses of wisdom. Every interaction, every relationship, every moment of attention is filtered through the lens of purpose and alignment. The solitary know that letting the wrong energy in can poison their mind, their peace, and their productivity. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. Solitude creates the shield to defend those thoughts. If you are admitted into their inner circle, you are not simply welcomed, you are trusted. Boundaries are not weakness. They are the quiet, strategic power that protects clarity and cultivates strength. Stop depending on the crowd for your mood. The solitary have mastered what most never attempt. Emotional self-sufficiency, happiness, calm, and focus do not come from approval, likes, or constant social input. They come from within. You will not bend under the weight of criticism, gossip, or manipulation, because your sense of worth is anchored in clarity, not reaction. Modern psychology confirms this. People who enjoy solitude demonstrate higher resilience, lower anxiety, and greater self-regulation. Every time the world tries to provoke you, you respond from awareness, not impulse. Every time chaos erupts, you remain grounded. Emotional independence is not isolation, it is sovereignty. You are your own ruler, your own judge, and your own ally. And this is what makes you unstoppable. No storm outside can shake the fortress inside. The crowd thrives on distraction, but you thrive on depth. Those who embrace solitude develop a capacity for focus that is almost untouchable, while others flit from task to task, chasing novelty or approval. You can sit, think, and create with relentless intensity. Your mind becomes a scalpel, cutting through noise and chaos to reach clarity, full insight, and results. This is not laziness, it is precision. The world confuses busyness with productivity. You understand that true power comes from concentrated effort, uninterrupted thought, and deliberate action. Solitude trains you to resist distraction, to master attention, and to achieve without validation. If others are scattered, you are centered. If others are loud, you are deliberate. Your quiet is lethal, because every thought and action is sharpened by intention. The solitary do not fear their own reflection. They confront it relentlessly. In solitude, you meet yourself without excuse, without mask, without distraction. Every fear, desire, and flaw becomes visible, and you do not run. You analyze, you understand, you master. This is the highest form of power, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and using both strategically. Stoics called this care of the soul. Modern psychology calls it self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and cognitive mastery. When you know yourself, no external chaos can derail you. You do not overreact to insult or loss. You do not chase hollow validation. You act from wisdom, not impulse. Self-knowledge transforms solitude from emptiness into a crucible of strength. The world will never understand it, but you will, and in that understanding lies true freedom. Noise kills creation. The solitary know this instinctively. In silence, your mind becomes fertile soil. Ideas grow. Insights emerge, and innovation is born, while others scroll, chatter, and mimic. You observe, reflect, and generate. History's geniuses, from Newton to Kafka, did not create in crowds. They retreated into solitude to witness the depths of their own minds. Modern neuroscience confirms it. Uninterrupted time alone boosts imagination, problem solving, and mental clarity. The world may see isolation as a handicap, but for the solitary, it is a forge. Every quiet hour spent thinking, writing, drawing, or planning strengthens not only skill, but character. Solitude is not emptiness, it is production. It is power. It is creation on your terms. If you embrace silence, you are building what the distracted world can never touch. The crowd is prey for liars, manipulators, and emotional vampires. You are not the crowd. Those who master solitude build armor against influence. When you spend time alone, you learn to think critically, feel deliberately, and decide without compulsion. No one can control your mind if you have learned to govern it yourself. You recognize deception before it spreads. You resist the pull of drama, gossip, and emotional blackmail. This is not paranoia, it is power. Marcus Aurelius said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." Solitude teaches this every day. Every hour spent in reflection strengthens discernment. You will not react impulsively. You will not be moved by hollow words. Your inner fortress protects clarity, freedom, and peace. In a world addicted to manipulation, you are untouchable. The solitary do not wait for motivation. They create it. Solitude forces you to confront laziness, distraction, and self-deception. Every moment alone is a test. Will you scroll endlessly, or will you act with purpose? Will you surrender to comfort, or will you embrace challenge? Stoics called this training the will, and modern psychology confirms that self-imposed structure builds resilience, grit, and unstoppable focus. You learn to tolerate discomfort, to sit with your thoughts, and to act decisively without external approval. This is the crucible of discipline. The world cannot give it to you. You must forge it in silence. Every hour spent alone, confronting resistance, strengthens your mind, sharpens your character, and prepares you to act while others flounder. Solitude is not escape. It is the laboratory of mastery. Noise clouds judgment. The solitary know this and act accordingly. When everyone around you chases trends, opinions, or fleeting approval, you retreat into the quiet to think clearly. Solitude allows your decisions to be deliberate, free from manipulation, peer pressure, or impulse. Every choice becomes strategic, every action intentional. The Stoics warned, no man has the power to have everything, but he can choose what matters most. In silence, you identify priorities, weigh consequences, and act with precision. Others react. You decide. The world will label it overthinking, hesitation, or distance, but in truth, this is ruthless efficiency. Solitude turns thinking into armor, indecision into power, and confusion into clarity. The stronger your mind and quiet, the less anyone can shake you in the chaos of life. The solitary do not allow emotions to dictate life. In solitude, you confront your anger, fear, and desire head-on. You dissect them, understand their origin, and refuse to be ruled by them. Stoics called this apatheia, not numbness, but mastery over emotional disturbance. Modern psychology confirms that self-reflection increases emotional intelligence, resilience, and stability. When chaos erupts around you, you remain steady. When others panic, you assess. When the crowd is reactive, you are deliberate. Emotional resilience is forged in silence, sharpened in reflection, and tested in solitude. You are not immune to life's storms, but you face them with clarity. You do not collapse under pressure. You do not lose yourself in drama. You emerge disciplined, centered, and unbreakable, a living proof that strength grows where distraction cannot reach. The solitary command more than they realize. Influence is not about volume, it is about presence, clarity, and authority. While the distracted crowd shouts to be seen and heard, you act deliberately, speak with precision, and move with intent. People notice, respect, and follow, not because you demand it, but because your mastery of self radiates naturally. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, a man's worth is measured by his actions, not his words. The solitary embody this truth. Your influence grows quietly, yet powerfully. You do not need validation, applause, or approval. Your choices, your calm, your clarity, these ripple outward, shaping environments, decisions, and outcomes without the need for noise. In a world addicted to performance, your silent authority is unstoppable. Now you know the truth. Solitude is not a weakness, it is your weapon, your sanctuary, your training ground, loyalty, calm confidence, comfort in your own company, mastery of time, strong boundaries, emotional independence, deep focus, self-knowledge, creativity, resistance to manipulation, discipline, clarity in decision-making, resilience, and silent influence all grow in the soil of solitude. The world will call you strange, antisocial, even broken. Ignore it. You are rare. You are disciplined. You are unstoppable. Embrace what others fear. Sit with yourself. Reflect. Act deliberately. Protect your mind, your time, your peace. The strongest people are often the quietest in the room, and you are no exception. Stop apologizing for your solitude. Own it. Harness it. Transform it into power. Not lonely, unstoppable. If this speaks to you, tap like, subscribe, and share it. In the comments, write just 3 words. I embrace solitude.